Good evening, Uganda, and good evening to you, our viewer, wherever you're watching us from, because we're coming to you live on air and online, and we glorify God for the breath of life and the air to network. That is why we're having this particular conversation. It's a great Sunday, the 4th of September, 2022. Proud of you. And of course, thank you so much for joining us. It is news tonight. News coming your way at the hour of 8 p.m. My name is Sandra Kahunde, and I'm joined by Mohammed Mugalu for the sign language interpretation. He's so passionate about it, and we shall be giving you the best. First things first, a look at the headlines. Nabanja hosts Turkana County Governor in Moroto. Namulanda Stone Quarry collapse kills 5. Schools reopen. Learners optimistic as parents and teachers decry economic crisis. And finally, 100 participate in a cancer run, raise billions. Once again, pleasure to have you joining us on the National Broadcaster as we inspire you, coming to you live from Nile Avenue Broadcast House. And of course, starting with the details of the day, Agago district leaders have asked government to recruit a local vigilantes and local defense unit to help fight cattle rustling in the area. The leaders made the call on Saturday while meeting an interministerial team led by the Prime Minister, Robin Nabanja, at Agago District local government headquarters. We have the details.
Led by State Minister for Economic Monitoring, Beatrice Akelo, Agago leaders propose that recruiting LDUs will greatly help deal with all forms of insecurity. Akelo, who is also the area woman member of parliament for Agago district, says the local people understand the geography of the area.
That if 5 these reserve force are perished and recruited, given firearms, they will help in complementing the UPDF operations.
If they have the local people here that can work with them, show them the path, lay good ambush, the issue will be sorted.
Prime Minister Robin Nabanja, however, asked the people to allow them consult with the head of state on the matter.
Because a gun is a gun, people can easily get excited and use it for other ways. So that is a big decision for this meeting to take. Allow us to go and consult the president about it.
The Minister for Defense and Veteran Affairs, Vincent Vamuranga Chisempija, warned the people of Agago against collaborating with criminals.
All through, at least now we know who is likely to be a collaborator. And we want you to mobilize and educate our people not to join these bad people.
The similar problem we are facing, honorable ministers, the problem they are facing in Karamoja, the similar problem we are facing here.
Bena Achuma, a district councillor in Agago and others, expressed the need to adopt new strategies in dealing with insecurity in Karamoja and the neighboring districts.
So I want to pray with government to ensure that the porous borders of Ethiopia, of Sudan, to Kenya, deployment should be taken carefully there and the place is sealed.
The Karamoja also come, and again the wildlife animals also come, and that place is left vacant, and somebody comes from nowhere, he wants to title all the land.
The Deputy Inspector General of Police, Major General Geoffrey Tumsime, assured the people of Agago of protection. It is this similar message that UPDF's 5th Division Commander, Brigadier General William Vainomujisha, carried for the people of East Acholi and Lango sub-regions.
We've done two phases, put cameras in other places in the country. Now the President has directed that we focus on some of these areas where we do not have cameras.
We're going to add more forces through coordination with the 3rd Division.
The Minister of State for Northern Uganda, Grace Kuyuchwin, says that government is committed to developing the region.
For me, that is my motivation, that the Acholi people, the Agago people do not deserve insecurity. They deserve development.
So I also pray that let us give the team time. Because government works in coordinated sequences.
The Prime Minister assured the people in the region that government has already released the funds to work on the roads to improve accessibility and operations.
So these are the roads of UNRWA. We are going to work on them. We gave them money, and they got that money last week. And I think they're in the process of getting contractors to work on our other roads, UNRWA roads across the country.
This meeting comes after the one of Karamoja, where strategies were laid to pacify the area.
Moving on, the Turkana County Governor, Jeremiah Napotikan, has promised to work towards improving unity between Uganda and Kenya. He said this while meeting Prime Minister Robin Anabanja and security chiefs from the 3rd Division and Uganda Police in Moroto District.
Early this year, 3 geologists and 2 UPDF soldiers who were carrying out a survey were murdered by suspected Turkana and Madheniko warriors in Dokisel village, Lotizan sub-county, Moroto district. Later, the guns were recovered by Kenyan security and were handed over to Ugandan security officers, but the 3rd Division commander insisted that they want the culprits to be brought to book.
As of criminality, arrested and charged in courts of law. You have done one part. You need to continue and complete the last part of bringing the perpetrators of insecurity to justice. We are not going to sit, we are not going to rest, but we must work together tirelessly and we bring the perpetrators of criminality to book or to court. We may not say that let the Turkana go back to Kubebe, they enjoy pasture and water, when we still have the perpetrators, the guns used to kill those people that are still with them.
During the meeting held in Moroto district, attended by Prime Minister Robin Anabanja, top army officials from 3rd Division and police officers, officials from Kenya, the Turkana County Governor Jeremiah Napotikan promised that whoever is caught in criminality will face the law.
Security that have really finished the lives of our people and even property is what has made us immediately, even before I've taken a fortnight in office, to come this side.
That you have really committed that those people who killed our people here, the technical people, will be put to book.
With the information you have given us, that you are ready to cooperate with us to bring to book the culprits that killed our technical people a few months ago.
Napotikan promised to work for peace and unity among residents of the 2 countries, especially the Karamojong and Turkana.
The issues of unity. I am going to support the issues of peace. I will put a lot of resources this time around into that docket to help us engage even more, because we have the resources to support the agenda of peace.
Turkana County Governor Jeremiah Napotikan commended Ugandan community for hosting Turkana pastoralists. Due to the semi-arid climate in Turkana County, most pastoralists crossed Uganda for water and pasture for their animals. Maureen Yeager compiled this report.
Now, a sad one coming through. 5 people have been killed by a collapsing stone quarry in Namlanda, Kajansi Town Council, Wakiso District. Anis Suzu, truck driver, and the porters at the quarry were buried alive as they loaded stones on the lorry.
Residents of Namlanda along Entebbe Road are in tears following the death of 5 quarry workers that were killed by collapsing stone quarry.
Gamazime kirombe kizisa abantu baki bangi era bangi kubatulira buki bulizi naye kye tusaana okumanya kwe kusooka okulaba ekituufu baani
kitunyoleddwa nnyo abatuuze baffe waliyo omutuuze waffe nga Kaggwa Ibumba bafiiriddeyo.
Efforts by other quarry workers and residents could not match the quantity and weight of the rubble that only required earth-moving equipment to push away the bulky debris.
Muganda wange afiiridde awo mu mayinja naye kinnumye nnyo tetuyambiddwa. Abantu essaawa zino bali mu kusima okuva ku ssaawa 10 we batukubidde essimu nti muganda waffe yafiiridde mu kirombe.
Tewali muntu yenna akkirizibwa kudda mu kirombe olw'enjega ekoze eki bagoberere emitendera emituufu kuba abantu baffe bafudde.
Ekirombe kino ekyamazima kirina n'abakiwoozaako omusolo ate ng'omusolo gwa gavumenti kyensuubira abateekawo obupande blood toll naye abantu abo bali badde bateekawo embeera erungamya abantu abakolera mu bibira bino oba mu birombe bino.
Some security personnel looked on helplessly due to lack of equipment to remove the debris from the quarry workers. An excavator brought in by police came in slightly too late to save the victims who were hard pressed by the rubble.
Balina abantu abamu bebajjemu nga babitundu bandituyambye excavator nekomaawo nejjamu abantu abo kubanga kati emitwe gy'abantu gisigadde mu mayinja ate bekyayinza n'okubanga mukyalimu abasigadde kwaba abadde abakozi 7 ate bajjeyo 5 ngate na 5 babitundutundu.
The bodies were taken to Mulago Referral Hospital for further management.
Truly a sad one coming through. Well, moving on, a State House has extended financial support to 57 victims of the 2021 bomb attacks in Kampala. The money was handed over to the victims by the State House Controller Jen at Naguru Police Headquarters. In his message delivered by Jen, President Museveni extended his sympathies to the families of the victims.
6 people died on spot and dozens injured during a twin bomb explosion near the Central Police Station and another around Parliamentary Avenue near the IPS House in Kampala. November 16, 2021. Today, 57 victims of the 2021 bomb attack in Kampala have received financial support from State House, which was handed over by the State House Controller, Jane Bareche.
Following those incidents, as Uganda Police, of course, working closely with the sister agencies, we swung into action and a number of suspects were arrested and charged to court.
This is in fulfillment of the government's pledge to support the affected families. 5 of the 57 families that received financial support were those that lost their relatives.
What had taken place, I had boom. We were 3 moving together. That was my end of the story. This meat was taken away by the bomb. Then they came and cut from here. So then they replaced.
Mimu Sebunya, a police officer, is one of the victims who received relief aid. Sebunya recollects scenes of the incident while on duty at CPS that fateful day that left some of his colleagues dead.
We had a bomb blast. We had a blast of which at that time I didn't know that it was a bomb. I only knew it when I was in Mulago Hospital that it was a bomb which had what? Which has busted.
In his message delivered by State House Controller Jen Bareche, President Museveni extended condolences and sympathized with the victims, but also condemned acts of terrorism.
His Excellency the President has always condemned and has today also condemned these tendencies of terrorism, the tendencies of jealousy that brought this effect to you, that made this country lose innocent Ugandans.
The funds disbursed to families ranged from 5 million, depending on the damage. Jane Bareche, while handing over the money to the victims, advised them to put the money to good use so that it can benefit them by serving its purpose.
Don't just eat it, don't just use it anyhow, because this can help you sustain your families. Put it in some small investments, do some businesses, so that at least if you lost a loved one, you can be able to pay school fees for the remaining children.
Among the victims were both civilians and also some police officers who were on duty around places where the incidents happened on the fateful day. The victims appreciated the support. Police has, however, cautioned the general public to remain vigilant. Susan Naung and Andrew Sebira reporting for UBC TV.
In other details of the day, since the prolonged COVID-19 pandemic, imposed lockdown ended and schools opened, Uganda's education institutions and parents have adapted, and ahead of the third term optimistic, all will be well. This comes at a time when the economic crisis is hurting many, but nonetheless, credit to all concerned, learners and ready for school.
It's school time again in Uganda, with the third term opening this weekend for most pre-primary and post-primary education institutions. The learners where we've been at Mugwanya Preparatory School, Kaboja, have expressed gratitude of lessons learned during the holiday.
Yes, I'm talking about my holiday. It has been good, importing with my teachers, doing house chores and talking all about what I was doing.
But though learners are optimistic, the parents decry the economic crisis that has also affected the education institutions ahead of the final term.
Obviously, the price effect affects us as well, because we are not living in an island or outside this planet. But we have been aware. First of all, we didn't increase the school fees from what it was last term. We try our best to operate from what is available. In the first place, when it comes to scholastic materials, they're already available. The school purchases all those items. We call upon the staff to help these learners to ensure that they all make it to the next class. And to our parents out there, some of them are still struggling with school fees. It is our desire, it is our prayer that they get the money and bring their children, because the longer a learner takes away from school, the more they miss.
Since education restart in Uganda after the COVID-19 pandemic lockdown, this is going to be the longest study session. John Burns, Sentamo, reporting.
Thank you, John Burns, Sentamo. Now, despite the fact that government and non-government organizations in the country have worked towards supporting orphans, the elderly and the underprivileged communities, a lot still needs to be done. It is for this reason that the Outpouring Grace Ministries and Senyomo Chichusa Town Council in Luweero District have supported these communities with over 500 mattresses, mosquito nets, blankets, and embarked on a water extension program.
The underprivileged orphans, the elderly communities in Senyomo, Chichusa Town Council, Luweero District, have been supported with mattresses, mosquito nets, blankets and piped water. These orphans, elderly and the underprivileged from Senyomo A and B, Kiwanguzi and the nearby areas, benefited from this support courtesy of Outpouring Grace Ministries for the continuous support towards improving their livelihood.
Nebaza nnyo mama waffe ono kyatukoledde, atuleetedde amazzi wano, atuleetedde ekkanisa,
yampa omufaliso, yampa buli kimu, kirina kyemutuliramu.
Atufaako tuba tufunye obuzibu atuddukira n'atutuukako n'atulaba n'atuzzaamu amaanyi. Batukoze bulungi mu kyaki yaffe, abaana baffe bayize, buli kimu kyonna batukoledde bulungi era naffe tusiime.
The director Outpouring Grace Ministries in Chichusa, Grace Kajoina, says this is the second time they are donating to these communities. They, however, encouraged government to support them overcome the challenges of lack of electricity in the area.
Most important, we need electricity. We need sewing machines, because I have only 2 sewing machines. We need tools for the women, like hose. We have built for men homes, kitchens. We need to do sanitation. They don't have latrines, so we need people to come out and sensitize the people around here.
The director Outpouring Grace Ministries, Grace Kajoina, was addressing communities in Senyomo, during the Children Bible Week at the Sanctuary Community Church, and she asked parents to own their responsibilities of the children and avoid practices contribute to the school dropouts, like domestic violence among other related issues. The pastor Bukerere True Vine Evangelical Church, Tom Galiwango, commended the Outgrace Pouring Ministries for preaching the word of God with value addition.
We have achieved a lot which you cannot even imagine. In these 3 years, we have been able to acquire land around here where we have put our offices. In these 3 years, we have managed to put up a water station, a water project for the community and for the children. In the 3 years, we have managed to put up a church where we fellowship, and almost 100 members have benefited. They have been getting mattresses, they have been getting balanced diet food, they have been getting clothes. So in 3 years, we thank God that we have existed here. We have seen a lot of change in the community.
Fred Kasibante compiled the story.
Now, Uganda People's Defense Forces and FRDC Army launched a joint military operation against the Allied Democratic Forces ADF rebels following a bomb attack in Kampala last year in November. While the operation did succeed in creating isolated pockets of security, Allied Democratic Forces still a threat in the Great Lake regions.
On 30th November 2021, Uganda People's Defense Forces, with the blessings of Congo government, launched a joint operations against the ADF. This was after the armed group was accused of carrying out the twin suicide bombings that claimed lives and left scores injured in the capital of Kampala. In the remote province of Ituri and northeastern Kivu of Democratic Republic of Congo, the ADF rebels were surviving and even thriving.
Bora Mungu anatuma ninyi askari ya Uganda kukuya kuangalia Kongo, kama Kongo iko na uvurugo gani na shida gani, ninyi mnakuja kuona shida hii.
Tuko na plan na operation na tuko na tafuta namna ya kuwafikisha kumwisho kwa nguvu ya Mungu.
Communities in the vast eastern Congo have for long suffered at hands of different armed groups.
Vita ikaingia kwetu kwa Kongo, hatukupata salama, watu wengi walikufa. Hata mimi baba mkubwa na mkubwa yangu na mama mkubwa na baba mkubwa, familia 11 kwetu kwa nyumba waliwaua.
Tulikuwa hapa, tulikuwa nateseka sana juu maneno ya vita, kila siku kukimbia. Omo kwanza sasa gizi mnakuya kwanza tuko bia haba afika tena.
A memorandum of understanding between the government of Uganda and Congo was signed to conduct a joint operations against ADF. In eastern Congo, UPDF is ensuring the protection of civilians and observing international humanitarian law and peace building in Ituri and Grand North provinces.
Security situation in eastern DRC is improving in places where the joint forces have been operating. For example, when you visit those areas where the joint forces are operating, you'll find people going back to farming, you'll find people, you'll find schools opening, you'll find churches are opening.
Once infamous for their widespread atrocities in Uganda, ADF is on the run and scattered in the jungles of Ituri and Kivu in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo.
The ADF is still a threat in the region, and as you well know, you cannot end terrorism within a few months.
Deep-rooted mistrust between Congolese and security forces is one of the main drivers of conflicts in Eastern Congo.
Tukakimbia tunatangatanga wakati tuliona waskari kutoka Uganda.
The rise of the ADF and absence of effective security system combined to form a deadly mixture of violent crime, tribal-based conflicts, and displacement.
Tulikuwa na wa CDF ya majeshi ya DRC na ya majeshi ya UPDF. Tulizungumzia na walitupatia ruhusa ya kuendelesha hii operation ya kwetu.
We have been there for 8 months, but you cannot end terrorism within 8 months. In Uganda, for example, it took us 5 years to end terrorism here in Western Uganda by those ADF guys. So it takes time, and I cannot say a year or I cannot say 2 years, but it takes quite some time to end terrorism.
ADF had a devastating effect on young people in Eastern Congo, largely because they are frequent targets for abduction.
Tupatia picha mapya ya kama usalama itarudi katika mjini Kongo.
Sisi tunaomba tu muendelee na hii kazi yenu, msiache. Mwenyezi Mungu awajalie neema, usikwe matatizo ingine.
Major General Kanja Muhanga of UPDF and his counterpart, Major General Bombel Kamel of FRDC, have indicated that the operation is ongoing to hunt for the remaining ADF rebels. Uganda and Congo must support grassroots peace-building initiatives which are tailored to the specific conflict issues in the Great Lakes region. Haruna Mtesasira, reporting for UBC News in Eastern Congo.
Thank you, Haruna Mtesasira. Now, the Minister for Information, Communication, Technology and National Guidance, Dr. Chris Baryomunsi, has reassured tourism stakeholders in the Kigezi sub-region of the government's commitment to boost tourism in this region. Baryomunsi said that the government reaps a lot from the tourism sector and it cannot take all that for granted. He was on Saturday night presiding over the 2022-23 Misses and Miss Tourism Kigezi, that is Miss and Mr. Tourism Kigezi Grand Finale at White Horse Inn, Kabale.
That I beseech your support to get an...
The Minister for Information, Communication, Technology and National Guidance, Dr. Chris Baryomunsi, has said efforts are on to promote domestic tourism. He said that the Cabinet will advise the Tourism Ministry to boost its funding to local initiatives aimed at boosting the sector.
And we shall discuss with the ministry responsible for tourism to see that as they build the budget, they include financial support to this kind of events, because the event itself raises the profile of tourism, and by having many young people participate in this, now people in Kigezi, people in Kabale now know there is something called tourism, and we must support it. And therefore, we shall continue to advocate for increased resources in the tourism sector, because it's one of the sectors where we earn lots of foreign currency.
This was at the function where a 19-year-old law student at Makerere University, Denise Ayebare, was awarded Miss Tourism Kigezi, while Dixon Kakuru from Ruchiga district became Mr. Tourism.
Kigezi is a tourism area, and tourism is one of the priority areas we are handling as a government, and indeed we must raise our voice as leaders of Kigezi to see that we promote tourism, and most especially by investing resources from government. For instance, we need to tarmac the road network in Kigezi, because one of the challenges tourists face, and also attract investors, put lodging and hotel facilities, and also strengthen air transport so that tourists, especially those who come from outside the country, can take less time to access the resources within the Greater Kigezi. Yes, the
coordinator, Miss and Mr. Tourism Kigezi, Claire Atonjeire, said that despite the initiatives focused on tourism in the country, they still struggle with limited support from the government. Faith Ain.
We had to put all the bureaus, right from scouting these girls, you have to put announcements on. And maybe because there's changes in government and COVID also caused some challenges regarding to our economy, but sincerely, they should make sure that they support us, because we are the people who are going to the grassroots, telling these people there is you people, there is tourism. You respect the tourist when he comes or she comes to your region.
Faith Ainembabazi, the outgoing tourism queen, hailed the initiative for promoting her ability to become a better and creative leader. To Denise Ayebare, the winner, this is the right opportunity for her to push the restoration of values and norms in young girls that have started to degenerate.
It is not only at the end of the year that Christians gather for celebrations. Zoe Ministries has had hundreds thank God for the good deeds unto them thus this far.
Hundreds of worshippers gathered at the Zoe grounds in Chigo for a Thanksgiving ceremony to the Lord for what he has done throughout the year. Under the Zoe ministry that is led by Prophet Elvis Mbonye, Christians worshipped, celebrating Christ. Dignitaries from across the world were present in a glamorous event led by gospel artist Mika Stampley from the US.
Which energy is spent in love of God and expressing his existence on earth. That is where his fixity is. God bless you, so I doubly honor you in the name of Jesus, the Son of God.
At the same event, Minister for Justice and Constitutional Affairs Norbert Mao was among the celebrants, highlighting how God has been good to him in the past year.
I am honored, dear friends, to come here to give honor upon double honor, and to express my gratitude. What a blessing that this man walks amidst us, delivering prophetic utterances. Of course, those who are nugucious cannot stand it. But those of us who love him, we are here to say honor upon double honor.
On his part, Prophet Elvis Mbonye highlighted how God will surely bless Uganda throughout his providence and how he managed to deliver them from the pandemic.
This time is so special because the spirit of prophecy is going to be resident upon people in different fields. Politicians waking up. How about a lawyer who can pick up something for people?
Friends of Prophet Elvis Mbonye have for the past years organized an honor ceremony for him, thanking God for his providence as well as setting new targets for the year.
Glory to God indeed. You have every reason to glorify God as we settle for a break. Take that moment and celebrate your God wherever you're watching us from. When I return, more news.
Vimba! Ni MTN Kabode Super as you pay mpola for this smartphone. Make calls, update your WhatsApp status, watch YouTube, and Google anything under the sun with 2 GB worth of data every month for 7 months. Simply make a small deposit of 99k and pay the balance mpola. You can pay in daily, weekly, or even monthly installments while you enjoy your new phone. So what are you doing today? Visit any MTN shop near you and get the MTN Kabode Super easy.
Forget last season. Forget the oohs and the ahs.
Forget every moment that stole the show, because the real show is here on GoTV. It's the new season. It's action-packed, and it's going to be non-stop football. With over 1,000 games from more than 7 leagues and cup competitions, plus a World Cup. Make sure you get the best seat in the house this new football season. Get a GoCoder with 1 month of GoTV value for only 25,000 Uganda shillings and enjoy non-stop football. GoTV Uganda. Love it.
I remember the lockdown, when the streets were empty and our lives disrupted, when businesses closed and our livelihoods hung in the balance. Hospitals were full. We lost loved ones, jobs, and hope. Our children couldn't study anymore. We cannot let this happen again. We should not go back. Get fully vaccinated against COVID-19 and join the millions of Ugandans who are already vaccinated.
Ooh, they look nice.
Thank you, honey.
Yo!
You guys gather, it's going down.
Gather! Gather! Yo!
I tell you what.
Airtel is giving you bigger data bundles for the same price. Dial *175# to choose from our range of bigger Chillax bundles that don't expire. Bigger monthly bundles, all for the same price. And stay connected longer to loved ones. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Cooking with electricity is now affordable. Cook your beans. Avoid smoke.
Sayaka. Cooking with electricity is now so affordable with the Fumba tariff set by the Electricity Regulatory Authority. With the Fumba tariff, you can now buy up to 70 units of Yaka at a reduced price of 412 Uganda shillings per unit after consuming your first 80 units of the month. For more information, contact the Electricity Regulatory Authority on 0200 506 000.
Meet Professor Petero. He knows something every hustler in UG is gonna love.
Oh, see. You say I was just trying to get the documents to register for Airtel Money.
You don't need the documents. You just say for register.
What's going on here?
He sells things from the shop, and behind my back, he gets the money and gives it to his girlfriends.
But just get Airtel Money Pay so that all money comes direct to your business wallet, and only you, the owner, have access to it.
Just dial *185 *10 #, and now you are on. No waiting.
Huh? This insanity is sweet. Give them also.
I only take Airtel Money Pay. It's easy and secure.
Yes, become a safer and more efficient cash-free business today. Easy.
No mixing your business money with your Kameza money. No, that's efficient.
Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
News tonight is thank you so much for your company. Now, in more current affairs of the day, we're seeing members of the host community in Ajumani district. They have donated 1,880 acres of land for communal farming. This is aimed at improving food and nutrition security among refugees and the host community in Ajumani. The landlords signed an agreement with respective sub-county local governments and Action Against Hunger that supports the initiative under the Right to Grow project.
Imbalanced demand for food and production in refugee hosting districts in Western Nile is piling pressure on the locally produced food, to which communities are responding through local solutions. The host communities have positively responded by donating 1,880 acres of land to promote communal farming by both the refugees and hosts, a similar initiative taking place in Yumbe district.
The idea for this land donation was based on the recommendations that were made by Honorable Raphael Majezi when he launched the project in October 2021 here in Germany. And the project is supporting both host communities and refugees. So the host communities are donating the land. We have decided to group them randomly in groups of 10s, in groups of 20s, in groups of 30s, host communities and refugees. So I'm so excited that the local government, the community, the leaders are running it, and we're only doing a facilitative role.
Action Against Hunger is supporting farmer groups from the various farm blocks with inputs like cassava cuttings and bean seeds, among others, for a period of 3 years.
Because since we hosted the refugees from South Sudan, food production has been low and the rate of consumption is so high. So when we got news about this project brought forward by SF, we decided to hand over this land so that the food production shall increase in our community.
Otherwise, as we have given the land, we know we are going to maintain and we are going to sustain it.
Mandera Anna is a refugee who has testified how farming and a Right to Grow project has helped her improve nutrition and other needs at home.
That cassava, we gain a lot from that field. It gives us, for us support. We are going to support our children from school. Feeding is also there. We are even getting some other money for changing some other diet.
The local government leaders of Germany have supported the project and the demand for supply of tractors for large-scale agricultural production.
If Action Against Hunger is collaboration with local government, if could support us with a tractor.
At the top of the day, the harvest will be given to the community, the group members, and I'm very happy.
The refugee desk officer, Titus Jogo, says the number of refugees in Ajumani district is almost equal to the number of hosts and expresses gratitude to local governments and landlords' efforts in addressing nutritional challenges. Ajumani district is a home to 245,000 refugees, with the majority being from South Sudan. The 1,880 acres of land are in two sub-counties of Zaipi and Okusijoni, and crops grown is owned 100% by the farmer groups. Joseph Odamam, UBC News, in Ajumani.
Now, promoting local investment has often been proved to be one of the ways towards improving people's livelihood through employment opportunities offered to local communities in Uganda. This is what a water bottling business appropriators are sold to advance when the idea of Albertine packaged drinking water was mooted in Hoima district. However, the brain behind the scheme, Dr. Kabagambe Kalisa, says high taxes, whereas good for government, are hindering venture expansion, hence holding back more employment opportunities.
From a mere quest to addressing water shortage.
In 2007, we had a serious drought here.
To a venture worth boasting about.
It really started as a domestic project.
This was an opportunity born out of a challenge.
The whole entire area of Hoima ran for a bit of time without water. So we took a decision to drill a deep borehole, which was actually drilled on the 24th of June 2009.
It took a geological survey of the area to have the water tested in order to establish its quality. Its borehole had been dug 93.38 meters deep, yielding 30,000 liters of water per day, exceeding what was required for domestic consumption.
The water did not have any heavy metals like copper, lead, zinc, which are normally prohibitive, which are not good for drinking, human consumption. So the quality of the water was equally good.
And this is how the Albertine water bottling project was born, becoming part of Mika Estates in the Midwestern district of Hoima.
So we spent 6 years of putting together this project, looking at the market, mobilizing financing for the project, and also ordering for equipment, and then doing the construction work. So that was a period of about 6 years. So we were able to attain commercial operations in 2015.
It is a parent company founded by former Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development, Dr. Kabagambe Kalisa, harboring 3 objectives:
creating wealth for our family, future generation, supporting government drive of economic development through industrialization and other programs, and then contributing to rural development through creation of jobs.
Today, it is work in progress as the place remains a beehive of activity. Seen here are youthful young men manning the bottle blowing machine before the formed bottles are given time to cool.
That's why you've seen a stack of bottles, because if you run them, you'll have some plastic burning smell in the bottles when you run them at a go.
It is from here that the bottles are transferred to the filling machine, where keen and much attention is paid to avoid compromising quality.
So after filling, they come through the process towards this capping system. So on capping system, the caps are being forward there. We don't touch them. We don't cap using hands.
Such teamwork has seen the factory produce between 2,500 to 3,000 cartons of water per day, employing about 70 youth, 85% of whom are locals. The success of this plant has been attributed to favorable government policies on industrialization.
The government, in her ways of industrialization, has helped us to bring nearer our raw materials, even including this. This is a label. This is a plastic label. This on top here is a seal, and the bottle itself from this preform.
Mildred Atugonza, who has worked here for the last 5 years, is one of the beneficiaries. She has had a lot to take home.
It has enabled me to get educated as an employee for all those years. I have helped my parents do different activities at home.
However, not all has been a smooth sailing, neither has it been a walk in the park. High taxes is one of the torments that they have had to deal with at the expense of progress.
We have local excise duty, which is 10% of every sale that a company makes. 10%. And we have pay as you earn. Yes, government will say pay as you earn is paid by these employees, but the presence of this company has brought about that revenue, which the government is getting through these employees. So it's also part of a burden on this company.
Taxes in themselves are not bad, because we are all citizens. We are duty bound to pay taxes. But when they are excessive, like what we are incurring here in our business, when they are unpredictable, then you cannot put them in your financial model. So they really become a problem.
This has denied the venture progress, starved the market of adequate quality water supply, and hindered more job opportunities for the youth. This is why Dr. Kabagambe Kalisa wants government to revise some of the taxes to enable healthy competition with other multinationals. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Oh, they look nice.
Thank you, honey.
You guys gather, it's going down.
Gather! Gather! Yo!
I tell you what.
Airtel is giving you bigger data bundles for the same price. Dial *175# to choose from our range of bigger Chillax bundles that don't expire. Bigger monthly bundles, all for the same price, and stay connected longer to loved ones. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Fun! It's our flavor. When we're together, the vibe is pretty alright. Our taste is pretty awesome. We are Uganda's #1 fruity refreshment. Enjoy Mirinda Fruity, Uganda's #1 fruity refreshment.
Oh, Susan, I want to propose to Rose. Yes, and this time I am serious.
Have you guys had sex?
Duh, of course.
And have you had sex without using condoms?
Hey, nga you're curious.
I'm more concerned. Are you having sex with other people?
Hey, hello, is this an interview or what?
No, just things you should think about. Do you know Rose's HIV status?
Okay, this is serious. Should I be worried?
It is actually serious. Do you know your HIV status?
I think I am safe. Many times we get into situations that put us at risk of HIV. However, the first step to ending HIV is getting tested and knowing your results.
It's Time Up HIV. Call 0800-211-046 or text 8080 toll-free for more information about how to prevent HIV.
This message is brought to you by Ministry of Health with support from USAID.
Beat the back-to-school hustle today. Pay school fees conveniently using Airtel Money. Dial *185#. Select option 6, school fees.
Select to pay using Bridge Schools, School Pay or Beg Pay.
Select option 1, pay fees. Enter student number. Enter the amount. Enter the PIN number to complete payment. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
News tonight it is now on 2 business updates this Sunday. Over 96% of Ugandan farmers are still using a hand hoe in agriculture, according to data released by the Uganda National Bureau of Statistics 2018. Experts in agriculture extension say this trend is worrying modernization efforts of the rural population, as many farmers cannot increase acreage easily, leaving many communities in subsistence production. Sasakawa Africa Association has made partnership with Honda Japan to popularize the use of agriculture machinery along the agriculture value chain.
The plan for modernization of agriculture that was launched 21 years ago aimed at transforming rural peasant farmers into commercial producers. However, with no subsidies to farm equipment and tools, it was not able to create a greater impact to households because of over-reliance on rudimentary tools of production. The rapid urbanization puts Ugandan farming systems under pressure to produce more with less labor to increase food security and incomes among the rural habitats. The Deputy Country Director, Sasakawa Africa Association, Joseph Pasco Bemba, explains the challenges of continued use of rudimentary tools like the hand hoe.
Our partnership with Honda is driven by the fact that as the population is increasing, farmers cannot continue to produce using a hand hoe. They need some level of mechanization to improve or reduce drudgery on their farms, while at the same time making sure that what they are doing is profitable for them.
Sasakawa Africa Association has partnered with Honda Uganda to popularize handy equipment and tools for boosting agriculture production. A number of farm machinery is in the country to help out the farmer along the entire agriculture value chain.
What we are focusing on now is more the mechanization part of the actual agricultural activity, because we have been quite popular in facilitating issue relating to irrigation and issue relating to providing power, to post-harvesting equipment. So this time we are bringing about, new equipment that will focus more on the agricultural activity.
But in terms of the rural side, distant from Kampala, so now we have a partnership with Sasakawa to go rural to the actual field where most of the small-scale farmers are located.
The country manager, Uganda, Andrew Tiberia, says efforts are on to increase farmers' access to agricultural equipment such as tractors, bulldozers, graders, harvesters, agro-processing machinery, farm tools, straw choppers, among other equipment.
We have a lot of products in our showroom. We have tiller machine, we have water pumps, we have engines, we have generators. We can supply any product of Honda but the farmer, we have to organize them through a group so that they can start demonstrations and show these farmers what we are selling.
According to some of the extension workers, the level of mechanization has a significant positive impact on the cost, output value, income on all crop enterprises.
We have a feeling that now improving the mechanization or increasing mechanization of agriculture through this partnership, we are going to see that farmers benefit enormously.
So as the extension officers, we have to do a lot of changing this mindset. If an equipment is 5 million and you are 100 in a given LOC, you can pull that money and then you develop a program of using it.
The government has for years procured and distributed various equipment to farmers to meet the sector objectives. Hopefully, as Honda comes on board, more farmers are going to adopt the use of equipment for improving agriculture productivity and poverty alleviation. Sudat Kaye, Douglas Setumba, UBC News.
Vimba! Ni MTN Kabode Super as you pay mpola for this smartphone. Make calls, update your WhatsApp status, watch YouTube, and Google anything under the sun with 2 GB worth of data every month for 7 months. Simply make a small deposit of 99k and pay the balance mpola. You can pay in daily, weekly, or even monthly installments while you enjoy your new phone. So what are you doing today? Visit any MTN shop near you and get the MTN Kabode Super easy.
Leaders who care create a good learning environment.
Because a good school equals a better life.
Raising voices.
We're glad to have your company now. To sports before we let you go. Rotary International President Jennifer Jones has advised the public to go for early cancer screening. She was officiating the 11th Rotary Cancer Run, during which over 1 billion shillings have raised for enhancing the campaign towards anti-cancer campaign.
Several Ugandans and friends have this Sunday participated in this year's Rotary Cancer Run, aimed at creating awareness about cancer infection.
It was really interesting at the beginning, especially with the 21-kilometer race as they were setting off. Then later, of course, the 10-kilometer had to set off. And wow, I'm very happy to be the champion.
Safety helps you prevent cancer as well. You work out, this should not be the last time that you're running, okay? You should make it a habit to keep healthy, eat healthy, to make sure you prevent cancer.
The president of Rotary Clubs International, Jennifer Jones, flagged off the runners at Kololo Independence Grounds, Kampala.
Ago, I discovered that I had breast cancer. It wasn't easy. It took a year to get better. But part of the reason I share that story with you is because I think it's important for us to know that early detection is something that needs to be done. Feel right that we get tested because this is a treatable disease many, many times. Not always, but many times.
The managing director, Centenary Bank, Fabian Cassi, represented corporate companies and said that they have contributed over $600 towards this event.
Something that is popular, something that everybody finds of value as a way of sensitizing people to ensure that we minimize incidences of cancer. As we know, it is one of the biggest causes of death, even more than malaria and other diseases.
Minister of Foreign Affairs Chief of Protocol Charles Sentongo appreciated international missions and UN organizations, mainly World Health, for supporting the cause of fighting diseases like cancer.
Also individuals. Many of them have lost loved ones to cancer. So when I spoke to some of them, they say for them this is personal. Running a cancer run is they demand them of that loved one who left. So
over 1 billion shillings was raised during the 11th Rotary Cancer Run, with anticipation of raising 13 billion shillings in the next 5 years.
The linear accelerator. These are modern machines that treat cancer. The current machines that treat cancer, when you go for chemotherapy, they actually handle the whole body, the whole of you, even affecting the normal cells. But the linear accelerator will go only to that cell of cancer.
During this event, different activities like free screening for cancer and hepatitis B were conducted and different products are exhibited. I'm Navka Farida and Andrew Sebira at Kololo.
A great way to wrap up with a great initiative, Cancer Run, and raising billions. Congratulations, and of course, it's great to know that most of the Ugandans did participate in that run. That's all we had time for this particular newscast, coming to you from our broadcast house, our home, right here in the heart of Kampala. But we shall be having more news for you at the hour of 10 p.m. Make sure you do join us for more current affairs. My name is Sandra Kahunde, and I was joined by Mohamed Mugalu. Hoping to see you once again. That is at the hour of 10 p.m. Keep it UBC.